Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon breaks down the top headlines out of the nation's capital this week. Plus, we'll give you more of a preview of what to expect with the Upper Michigan ice races returning to Gwin this Saturday and running through March. And more details on Marquette bike shop Bates Bikes and their new location in Ishpeming. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We're getting ready for the first weekend of 2026. But for today, yes, it's still cold. We're still dealing with cold temperatures for the weekend, especially today below average 12 for the high when the average is 23. We'll be around that high for tomorrow. Lower 20s for most of the Upper Peninsula with a few scattered snow flurries throughout the day. But it's really going to be very isolated, not too much snow. But I'll talk about the next snow maker and when we can expect a nice warm up in those temperatures in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Kelly. Thank you very much. It was a consequential week in the nation's capital. The end of 2025 and the first few days of 2026 saw high-stakes diplomacy, heightened tension with Venezuela, and some economic relief for homeowners. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon walks us through this week in Washington.
This week in Washington, high-level diplomacy from Florida with the goal of ending the war in Ukraine.
We had really great discussions on all the topics, and we appreciate the progress that was made by American and Ukrainian teams in these recent weeks.
On Sunday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with President Donald Trump to discuss a modified 20-point U.S.-led peace plan with security guarantees and territorial concessions both on the table.
We could be very close. There are one or two very thorny issues, very tough issues.
Within hours of that meeting, Russia accused Ukraine of attempting a drone strike on a residence linked to President Vladimir Putin.
That would be too bad. That would not be good.
Ukraine denied those allegations, with President Zelensky calling it a complete fabrication. The CIA has determined Ukraine did not target a residence used by Putin. In Venezuela, President Trump confirmed a U.S. drone strike targeting drug smugglers inside Venezuela, a first for the administration.
There was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs.
The U.S. has targeted dozens of suspected drug boats at sea, but this drone strike marks the first of its kind. Back home, a shift in federal deployments. President Trump announced the National Guard will be withdrawn from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland. The move comes after the Supreme Court blocked the administration from deploying troops in Chicago to protect ICE agents. Trump says the Guard could return, quote, in a much different and stronger form. And home renovation costs won't spike as much as expected, at least for now. President Trump postponed tariff hikes on imported kitchen cabinets, vanities, and upholstered furniture, delaying them for a full year. The announcement coming hours before the tariffs were slated to take effect. This follows similar action by the president, delaying and in some cases exempting certain agricultural commodities.
Tariffs has been taken off of fertilizer components by the president and by USTR. It just lowers the cost for the production of food, makes food more affordable for families.
And lastly, millions of Americans are about to pay more for health insurance as enhanced Obamacare subsidies expired with the new year. Congress failed to extend the pandemic-era credits that helped drive record enrollment. Congress returns from its holiday recess on Tuesday. Healthcare and a potential compromise bill on extending enhanced Affordable Care Act tax credits will likely take center stage as Washington tries quickly to address rising health care costs. I'm Brendan Scanlon, and that's a look at this week in Washington. Happy New Year. Back to you.
With the UP's recent cold temperatures, ice fishing season is officially underway. And in Delta County, an annual event is giving women the skills they need to feel confident on the ice. January 9th through 11th, the Upper Michigan Women Anglers Ice Fishing Clinic will teach attendees all the fundamentals on Little Bay to Knock. Presentations will be given on fish habits, rigging, and selecting the right tools. Delta County Search and Rescue will also share their expertise on ice safety.
It's about teaching independence and teaching women that it's okay to go out on your own. I've been ice fishing out here for years, and most of the time I just see men out there. Knowledge is really key. It's just helping ladies get out there and make fishing more accessible.
The Women's Ice Fishing Clinic is free to attend, but registration is required. You can find a link to sign up at WZMQ19.com. The Upper Michigan Ice Racing Association officially kicks off its season tomorrow in Gwinn. Our own John Truitt has a preview.
Most people slow down when the road gets icy. Not these guys. They hit the throttle.
So it is something to see. It's the bigger bikes are incredibly fast. The first time you see them, it will make you stand up and say, holy cow, I didn't know they would go that fast. I don't think some of those guys think right, but to each their own.
Ross Underwood has been involved with ice racing for over 20 years. Founded in 2019, the Upper Michigan Ice Racing Association has been thrilling fans in Forsyth Township ever since. The track is a quarter-mile oval of solid ice, specifically designed for ice racing. They race on specially adapted motorcycles and four-wheelers with spikes in the tires for better traction. And they go fast.
They're running 70, probably 70 plus miles an hour, the big bikes are. Studded four-wheelers are running close to the same speeds.
These frozen daredevils compete in a wide variety of skill levels and ages.
We start with kids as little as 3 and 4 years old on studded motorcycles and on four-wheelers. Up to, we've had people as old as their mid-60s, upper 60s racing motorcycles and four-wheelers.
Races take place each Saturday at 10 a.m., with the last Saturday of the month taking place at night. A donation of $5 is requested at the gate. In Gwinn, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
A new storefront in downtown Ishpeming is calling on all skateboarders, scooter riders, and bikers. WZMQ's Andrew Hands has the details.
With everything covered in snow right now, it's never too soon to look ahead towards warmer weather and clearer roads. That's exactly what Bates Bikes and Boards is doing, starting the new year by opening a new location in the heart of downtown Ishpeming. This began when Everett Bateman, owner of Bates Bikes of Marquette, wanted to expand his passion to other reaches of the county.
I grew up at a skate park, so the benefit that biking gave me, an outlet and exercise and community and friends, this led us to where we are now. So we're all things e-bikes in Marquette, sales, service, rentals, we've got that tackled. But I wanted to expand the variety of product that we had, and we've just started loading up on exactly what you see here.
Once the snow clears, the shop aims to work as a hub for local skaters, just a few blocks away from Ishpeming's brand new skate park.
I'm excited to build up the community, be the backbone through the skate park and through the skate shop.
With a unique selection of skating, biking, and scootering equipment and repairs, safety is a high priority.
Etiquette and safety are going to be a part of our identity here. We're going to be selling a lot of safety equipment, helmets, knee pads, shin pads, all those great things for the riders that are going to be using the skate park, but also elsewhere.
The storefront held a soft opening just a couple weeks ago, taking suggestions from the area on how it can live up to its full potential.
We want to make sure that we understand the need and that we're fulfilling the roles as a skate shop in Ishpeming, but also Negaunee and Marquette.
Bates Bikes and Boards will officially open its 2026 season tomorrow, January 3rd. Through the winter, the shop will only be open on Saturdays from 10 to 4, but looks to open at least 5 days a week leading into the summer. Reporting in Ishpeming, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. The sun finally made its return today. We'll hear if that will continue into this weekend. Plus, car thefts are on the decline. We'll hear about some technology that's making it even harder for thieves to break in when we come back.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. I'm sure everyone has their New Year's resolutions. We're ready to look forward. I do want to quickly recap, though, this past December. And this is also important to note, too. This is why we don't stop the snow totals at the end of the year, or else the 53.8 inches of snow we got wouldn't continue through the year. So that's why a snow season is June through July. It sounds weird with snow, June and July, but it's so everything can count in the season. And we want to make sure it counts because we got almost 54 inches of snow this month, an average temperature of 16.1. That has been below average, about 4 degrees below normal, and we typically should get just shy of 40 inches of snow, so we've been colder and more snow, and that does account to that La Nina that we've been talking about. La Nina typically points to colder temperatures and more snow. That's what we've had thus far, and we're likely going to continue that trend for much of January. Not so much this weekend. It is going to be colder, and we are going to get some snow, but not an extreme amount of snow by any means, especially not for Saturday. Your typical weekend ahead, especially tomorrow, a few lake effect snow flurries, and we might get a nice dusting from this, but then Sunday night into Monday, we'll get this we call an overall synoptic system. If you hear synoptic, that just means it's snow from a storm, and it's not lake effect snow. This is not lake effect by any means. This is going to be some widespread snow that might impact your Monday morning commute, because we could see a few inches on the ground before that even, maybe a dusting about 1/2 inch to about 2 inches or 3 for Saturday. And then if we look past that and beyond into this potential snow for Sunday, you can already see it creeping in, and its impacts over the amount. So totals, yes, we could see a few inches before this Sunday night into Monday, and then maybe an extra 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6 inches for that. So Monday we could have a fresh 7 or 8 inches of snow joining the party from the weekend. So just account for that for your Monday morning. And then this is also something that we're looking forward to, especially if you've been not enjoying the cold as much. There is some improvements on the way, and it all starts, of course, with the winds too, among lots of other things. But that northern wind, that's lake effect snow, that's colder wind chills. But then for Sunday night into Monday, that's when we'll start to see a shift in the winds. We'll get a southerly flow to help warm things up, and a thaw is in place, and a southerly wind will actually help, because places south of us will be trending above average too. So it's not like it's pulling in some colder air. It will be pulling in some warmer air, and then just an overall jet stream push northward is going to allow some warmer air to rise up. So we are trending to see some above average and well above average temperatures, not for this weekend, not for tomorrow, but you'll see it in just a second with the 7-day. So we have to brave the cold, not so much the snow, but definitely the cold for tomorrow. This is fairly seasonal, a few degrees below average. So just make sure you're dressed accordingly for any of your fun plans to ring in the new year. And this is a look at said thaw. Again, not this weekend. We'll slowly climb that ladder. We'll get to about the mid-30s with maybe a wintry mix for Monday and Tuesday. We'll get a brief break in that action midweek, and then any precipitation with temperatures in the lower 40s, likely going to be rain by the time we get to next Thursday.
Kelly, thank you again. Vehicle thefts in the U.S. declined in the first half of 2025, according to the National Insurance Crime Bureau. California has the second highest rate of car theft in the country, following Washington, D.C. Christine Lazar shows us how much more drivers are making their cars too hard to steal.
My heart dropped. I knew it was gone.
Natalie Linez described the July morning when she looked out her Los Angeles apartment window and saw her Jeep wasn't parked where she left it.
I remember locking it and checking the door because there's so many robberies here. It was parked right here.
Her Rubicon was parked on a fairly quiet street, and none of Natalie's neighbors saw or heard anything.
How did someone steal the vehicle without anyone knowing and get away with it?
Natalie's Jeep has never been found.
They said to get a kill switch.
Natalie shared advice she got from police on her social media, starting with a kill switch designed to stop a car thief who gets inside your car from going any further.
It prevents the car from starting unless you know how to disable the kill switch.
Mayor Barsano with Simon Stereo showed us how a kill switch works.
Put the key in the ignition, try to crank it, it's dead.
Just doesn't start.
Yeah, because of the kill switch.
That kill switch is hidden from thieves. In this case, it's inside the control stick that powers the high beams.
All I have to do is hold the high beam, then the car starts.
And only you, as the owner of the car, know where it is.
Correct. Me and our shop that installed it.
Barsano says many customers also get a GPS tracker. He says it's smart to install one even if your car already has a factory GPS.
It's directly tied to the battery of the vehicle. If I would disconnect the battery of the vehicle, then the GPS would stop showing you where it is. Whereas on mine, you have a 3-day backup battery on it. So if someone were to disconnect the battery of the vehicle, this would still show you live location for 36 hours after.
So even if the thieves managed to swipe your car while it was already running, once you locate them with that GPS tracker, you can activate the switch. And if they turn off the engine, they won't be able to restart the car. Natalie got a simple AirTag for her new car and a Faraday pouch that blocks electromagnetic signals, preventing thieves from amplifying a key fob signal to steal the car.
If there's any control that we do have, let's take it back.
At that particular body shop, a kill switch runs about $100 and a GPS tracker another $300. You can check your auto insurance carrier to see if they offer discounts for these kinds of anti-theft devices. Mike Ludlam has a whole lot of sports highlights for us when we come back. In college basketball, Northern Michigan University women's team faces off against Davenport. That and more when we come back.
Oh, we'll see how far we get. If we get through all the scores, that would be lovely. If not, we can get to the, we'll find something to score up. Hi there. 11, 18, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably should. Good evening, everyone. The 12th ranked NMU women's basketball team was doing its best not to look ahead to tomorrow's game against defending national champion Grand Valley State. KC Thousands Club had the Davenport Panthers stopping at the Vandeman Arena this afternoon. We will pick up the action with the Wildcats leading 16-14 in the second quarter. CJ Romero in charge of the offense, and she'll scoot around and find JC Weisbrod. That triple try is good. The bench applause longer than normal because Weisbrod went over the 1,000 point mark for her career with that basket. Negauni's Alyssa Hill, another good outing, moving her defender around, banking that one in. She had 12 points and 7 rebounds. The unsung hero of the game, though, was Berga's Reed Osterman. Grabbed a team-high 8 rebounds, a couple of assists. This one to Alyssa Hill for the layup. 33-22 NMU in the second quarter. Davenport needed a timeout. And the Panthers ran a good play after the break. Nevaeh Williams to Menominee's Anna Axtell. The three-pointer finds the mark. She had 8 points and a team-high 6 rebounds. End of the half, Faith Walder will get her defender leaning the right way, the wrong way, and it was no way after that. Walter had 8 points, and NMU led by 9 at the half. They pulled away to win 73-46. We talked to Weisbrod after the game about her accomplishment and facing Grand Valley tomorrow.
I mean, I told my family, I was like, don't make signs, don't make a big deal out of it, and clearly no one got the memo, but I mean, it's so awesome. I was about to like tear up a little bit. It was so nice for everyone to make signs and cheer really loud for me, so it just feels really good. We focus on one game at a time, but I mean, they're the best team in the country, and you know, so are we. We're one of the best ones too, so I'm excited to get to play them. I feel pretty good about it.
Tip-off of the Grand Valley State NMU women's game tomorrow is set for 1 o'clock at Vandeman Arena. Speaking of GVSU, let's see what happened when the top-ranked Lakers met Michigan Tech. And a quick start for Alyssa Wypich. She had 13 points in the contest, but Grand Valley led at the half by 6. Third quarter, Mackenzie Bisbal, three-pointer. She had 22. Then Nicole Kameen spots Paige Van Stee for another triple. A 6-0 run for the Lakers to get the half going. Negauni's Ella Mason tried to keep the Huskies close. She will knock down the triple try here. She led Tech with 20 points, 4 triples. A short time later, Escanava's Nicole Kameen drives and scores. She had 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals, and went over the 1,000-point mark in her career. Mason drilled another triple, but Grand Valley State pulled away in the fourth quarter to post the victory of 73-53. Let's go back to Vandeman Arena for the men's game between the Wildcats and Panthers. And Matt Mackersack looks unhappy. I don't think he really was, though. Trevor Polite can't connect with Dylan Keel until the second try, and Keel uses the window to put that one in. NMU scored the first 16 points of the game, so you can understand why Mackersack should have been happy. Then Keel from the outside. He was 5 of 5 from three-point land. NMU led 35-16. Sam Privet says, here, Mr. Keel, keep doing what you're doing. Puts that one in. He scored 21 of the Wildcats' first 41 points, ended up with 33 points in 28 minutes. For good measure, Sam Klesmet also had a triple. The Wildcats set a record for 21 three-pointers, and they went on to win 101-65, and they'll host Grand Valley State tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Meanwhile, let's go back to Michigan Tech for the Huskies and Lakers game. Gabe Smith with a dunk to get things going. 19-15 Huskies in the first half. Grand Valley went on an 11-0 run. Ethan Alderink with a pair of triples. He had 14 points. Tech finds the rhythm again. Marcus Tomashik will find Dawson Norgard for the slam. He had 14, but Tech trailed at the half 37-35. Grand Valley State's Jalen Charity led all scores with 22. He goes to the basket, and as you can see, that would be Mr. Norgard right here. Here comes Mr. Charity's basket. Bounces that one in nicely. Tech was led by Josh Terrian. He had a career-high 19 points, 5 three-pointers, but the Lakers bench outscored Tech 33-13. Trevor Smith Jr. had a dozen, and the fifth-ranked Huskies dropped a 79-75 decision to GVSU. They host Davenport Saturday at 3. Also in GLIAC basketball, Purdue Northwest edges Lake Superior State's women 70-66. Grace Bradford had 14 points and 9 rebounds for Lake State. Men's contest went much better, 85-68. Harrison Sorrell 29, and Omar Suleiman had 19 for the blue and gold. Community college basketball, Bark River Harris's Lauren Zawada had 23 points. Bay defeated St. Clair County 64-52, and the men also victorious 67-57. To boys high school basketball, let's start in the first quarter for Iron Mountain and Westwood. Brandon Kaysen will get the 3-ball coming up here to get the Mountaineers on track. Coming back the other way for Westwood is Logan Thomas, as he's going to go right down the lane, split the defenders. Nice move to get the 2 off the window. However, on the next drive, Thomas challenged a little bit more by Iron Mountain's Charles Anderson. Ethan Marta had a pretty good night. He ended up with a 30-burger, making some free throws here so we can just watch his talent at the line. Westwood goes on to win this one by the count of 55-34. Let's go to Ishpeming, where the Hematites were taking on Manistee. A little slow start for both teams. Grady Gauthier with the pass to John Wheeler. He sets up Kenny Ambule in the corner for 3. And Ishpeming would start rolling once they figured out how to get on the board. For Manistee, Connor Tennyson will put in the basket from Cooper Graffis. Back the other way, it's an easy layup for freshman Kyan Gauthier. Emeralds will get another hoop coming up here as Kevin Jackson would miss, but Tennyson gets that one to rattle home. And Wheeler is going to score 2 more, and Ishpeming pulled away to win big time, 91-52. I don't know if Dollar Bay and Marquette have met on the basketball court, but the Blue Bolts visited the Sentinels this afternoon, and Marquette took about 3 seconds to score off the opening tip. In fact, you could probably consider it less than that. Brody Clements for the bucket. He scored Marquette's first 6. For the Blue Bolts, Caleb Kentala to Liam Turtelot for 3, and Dollar Bay's up a penny at 3-2. Then Liam Turtelot gets the ball to Caleb Kentala, and he finds Baron Colbert for 3. Nice high arcing shot finds the mark. That ties the score at 6. Moments later, Ford Richardson with the pick. He will find Connor Firestein for the easy basket. 8-6 Sentinels. Dollar Bay tied it again, but Marquette then pulled away to win this one 92-54. On the boys' scoreboard, Gladstone no trouble with Gwynn, 63-21. Barker Harris pulls away in the fourth quarter to dispatch Kearney NATO, 62-48. Trenton Kramer had 20. North Dickinson, the winner, 49-33 over Bessemer. Wakefield Marinesco, 63. Lakeland and Hubble, 54. And Pickford, a 5-point winner over Hubbard Lake Christian, 59-54. On the girls' side, Lily Johnson, 29. Could be the all-time leading scorer in Gladstone soon. Easy win for the Braves over Escanaba. Barker Harris doubles up Kearney NATO, 48-24. North Dickinson easily over North Central. Paige O'Donnell's 24 gives Negaunee a 59-30 win over Iron Mountain. Barriga tops Houghton 52-20. Calumet over Westwood 47-25. And good wins for Newberry and Munising with Addie Bowerman scoring 26. And we will be right back.
final check of your forecast just as you are getting back into the swing of things. It's Friday, so now it's already time for the weekend. This is just that time from Christmas to New Year's where we're all just a little cloudy and don't know what day it is, but we're getting back into the swing of things, and this is a nice fresh weekend ahead, and we'll likely get some fresh snow, not too much, but there will be some scattered flurries and those colder temperatures into the lower 20s for tomorrow. We're still stuck in that below average, and then as we look at the next 48 hours or so, we'll get some chances of snow here and there, but the next big snowmaker would come for Sunday night into Monday. So we're really not going to see it until we get all the way late Sunday morning. This is going to be more of an issue for probably your Monday morning commute, depending again how far you're going as well. But the thaw is in place, not for this weekend, still stuck in the 20s, but well above average temperatures are expected as we look at the 7-day and beyond that. We'll be in the mid 30s to start off this next week, probably lower 40s with a few rain showers and some sunshine for Thursday before dipping back down for Friday.
Kelly, thank you again. Mike, you have some final scores for us.
Let's go to the hockey scoreboard. Michigan Tech gave up 5 goals to Air Force in the first period, fell 8-2 in the Desert Classic in Tempe, Arizona. High school hockey, Graham Johnson a hat trick, Eskimos over Kingsford 4-1. Calumet drops Forest Hill Central 3-1. Houghton all over Brighton 6-1. Brogan Turner had a hat trick with 2 shorthanded goals, a Max Nordstrom pair of goals, 8-4 Jeffers over the Sioux. High school skiing, Marquette won both competitions today for the boys and girls at Pine Mountain in Iron Mountain. Ben Cool and Luke Skidda each had a first and a second for the Sentinels. On the girls' side, Sydney Cool won both events with Stella Dillon second in both events. Big Ten men's basketball, Michigan over USC 96-66. Nebraska beat MSU 58-56. In the World Junior Hockey Tournament, U.S. is out. Finland beat them in overtime. Thanks for watching. Good night.